So, we have to infiltrate this place.
Listen up, mooks. The Pleasure Palace is off limits. I don't want anybody setting foot on my property. Now, I'm going to hit the sauna for some R&R. So bring me a frozen cocktail and some cocoa butter.
Gross, but okay.
I know I'll buy you when I see one.
Just keep your voice down. If anyone sees us with dead meat, Noggin Fogger sent me. I need to break into the safe.
Hey, got a new shipment coming in soon.
Hit up Izak the bartender. He should know how to get the key. Alright. We won't talk. Just reminded me he owes me the you-know-what in the you-know-where. Got it? Got it. Hey, bartender.
Yo.
You're looking for trouble. I don't want any part of it. Who am I kidding? Anyone would pay better than this. Yeah, Trixie sent me. I need the key to the safe, and she says your.
Don't be a stranger.
Today's your lucky day, friend. Even as we speak, Elrix is enjoying a relaxing stop in his personal sauna. Sneak into the sauna, he can grab the key while he isn't wearing it. Perfect. God, I cannot wait to kill that slab of flab. You having fun there, Gallowix? In your sauna? Where is your stupid... Do I have to pickpocket you for it? Nope. It's a stupid thing. Oh, there it is.
Mooks, where's my cocoa butter? What part of cocoa and butter did you not get?
I think it was the butter part. Excuse me.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. I think it's time for a relaxing nap. Wait a minute. One of my keys is... Ah! Somebody stole the key to my safe! Oh, whoever did this is gonna pay. Mooks, find them. Find them! Why is this cocoa butter so slippery? Yeah, get me a towel! Whoever bought the slippery cocoa butter is fired!
It was you, sir. The most potent love potion ever concocted. It smells boozy. Hey, Mr. Floyd. Let's get out of here. We're doing Rogue. Rouge. Although, speaking of which, I need to check something really quick. Sorry. Just double check something really quick. I want to make sure we're not at one of the 5 steps. I don't think anybody wants to know, Kenningscow. That's not meant for our poor mortal eyes. Okay, that's good. So, sorry. I'm just making sure I'm caught up on the timers here. Some of these chain, and some of these are like, do 5 of them. I'm not sure where I'm at on several of these. So... that one's got 5 minutes left. Okay, whatever. Back to Rouge. robbed Galluix of his most precious possession, his date drugs. I mean, it's not like anybody else is going to date him, right? Because he has to drug... You get the idea. I really hope this isn't it for the Noggenfogger chain, because if it is, this is the end of Rogue for the day. We have to do 5 more mission board quests. This is ridiculous. Oh, let's do the next one.
Hey?
Less talk, more
I
action.
serve no one.
Alright, Noggenfogger, I got your stupid love potion.
Can't you see I'm busy here?
You got the goods?
Glad I could help.
Ah, yeah, that's the stuff. He pops the cork and dabs some of the potion on his finger. Whoa! Wowza. I'm gonna need to have some time alone with this stuff.
We'll have those love-struck schlubs throwing their money at us in no time.
That's...
Time is money, friend.
Look, I'll level with you. Without your thieving prowess, I'd be a much poorer goblin than I am today. I think we should keep this golden partnership going. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Together put an end to the Burning Legion invasion, and line our pockets with all the wealth in Azeroth.
All's fair in love and business.
Okay. Meanwhile... So I got your stupid light, you stupid Naru. Aren't you a shadow priest? Shut up. Have some light. Okay. Nurture the spark with the holy light. Do I have to? Hello?
How can I be of service? I am light incarnate.
Okay. Interesting.
Let us get to work.
With the light at our side, we should focus our efforts in figuring out who amongst our enemies could be a potential ally. Any of your champions could be infiltrating enemy ranks. Yes, we must be very
Finding
careful.
an ally among our enemies might prove to be a difficult task.
I stand ready to help.
I like how the location for this particular quest is Azeroth. Just Azeroth.
Incarnate.
We stand together.
Jesus. Okay. Oh, tell me I can get it higher than that. Jesus. Okay, whatever. And that's priest for the time being. This is really discouraging. I want you to know that. This is really discouraging. These Order Hall quests have sucked so far.
What is it?
Channeling the demonic gateway will require the assistance of someone with intimate knowledge of the Burning Legion. I know of such a warlock, though I imagine her blood still boils upon hearing my name. It'd be best if you're the one to request her help.
Are we done?
Okay. Is this a real quest, or are you about to, like, be a dick again? Asking for a friend. All of them.
Do I have a...
All of them, Spartan.
Interesting.
Like, Warrior's particularly bad on a story axis, but all of them have been pretty bad on a gameplay axis. And the problem is, the way they're structured is the first few quests are pretty solid. They set up the establishment and the arc and blah, blah, blah. Then there's a whole lot of filler, which honestly should be completely deleted from the game, because nothing happens during the filler. It's literally just, get ready for the next step. Then there's the next step, which is almost always the end of the campaign. Let me use Warrior as an example. Okay, so, oh my god, we've been brought up to to Skyhold to serve Odin as the Valarjar. Now, Odin is pissed because he can't force all of the keepers of Ulduar to listen to his orders. So, no problem, he's got a solution to that. He will force their servitude by using this secret device to make them fulfill their oath and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool, sure. So we go to Ulduar to force the device, and they say, "Oh, we will fight with you. Smashy, smashy, smashy." But wait! Hodir charges into a portal to go to the Demon Legion. Oh no! So we go to the Demon World, Prison World, save Hodir. The end. That is the Warrior Order Hall quest chain I just summarized for you. If you've been paying attention, that has been expressed in so far has been expressed in 2 quests. Every other quest has been, okay, we need demonic artifacts to summon a portal. Okay, now we need to target the portal. Okay, now we need, ideas. We need like anchors in order to anchor the portal. Okay, now you need to go do world quests to show that you're awesome. And it's just filler. And you can see the format. Starter, 1 point of development, finale, and these 2 lines in the middle are non-stop filler, and it's really aggravating. Hi, Kira Irisol.
How are you?
I heard the Hunter was here earlier. Reticent sent you, didn't he? I see my old mentor still refuses to do his own dirty work. But of course someone in his position can't be seen consorting with the purported members of the Argus Wake. What would the others think? As much as I relish the idea of Reticent needing my help, I don't barter in kindness and favors. My currency is power and knowledge. If you have either, it's possible we can come to an arrangement.
Safe travels.
Something of personal value has been taken from me, and my work here cannot continue until I get it back. Okay. The Nunnebai Naga have been snatching anything with any sort of magical significance, my stone included. Fortunately, they do not know how to access its power. Return my stone to me, and I'll consider your request for help.
See you later.
Oh, and I know what you're about to say, and you're right. Death Knight is one of the only story arcs that doesn't follow that pattern. Also considered by most people to be the best Order Hall chain. Huh. That being said, I don't know how much padding Death Knight has. We'll get there. We'll get there. Excuse me, you have something that doesn't belong to you. So, burn in hellfire. Literally, I suppose.
Hello.
So, here's your bloodstone.
Have a good one.
You're quite resourceful. I can see why Reticent likes to send you on errands.
See you around.
Bloodstones contain a great deal of power that can only be awakened once they're fed. Yet this stone does not feast on fish and cakes, it feasts for blood. The more powerful, the better. There's an infestation of demons just east of here. I need you to nurse my stone with their blood. Yeah, by the way, remember, all these quests were designed and done in an era in which flying did not exist in Legion. flying was patched into Legion. So...
You are easily dealt with.
That's cool.
So easily.
As usual, we're reviewing the game as if flying exists, which is good, because if we weren't, this would all score much, much, much worse. So why do you say that, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton? Is it because you're literally Hitler? Oh, it isn't. Okay, so why do you say that? I hear that opinion all the time, but I never hear anybody give any reasonable responses to why.
For the Legion!
You said it.
You need something?
The Bloodstone looks sated. Well done. Now it's time for a test.
Have a good one.
Now that Bloodstone is fed, I hope to use its power to bend the will of demons that would otherwise not be so easily controlled. Of course, this is all in theory. I've never witnessed the direct effect of the Bloodstone's power on a demon. That's where you come in. I've procured a few imps that should make suitable test subjects. Use the Bloodstone on them and report back to me with your findings.
See you later.
Okay. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I killed him. Lady, I got some bad news.
Good day to you.
Subject died. That's unexpected. Nonetheless, you've held up your end of the bargain. I suppose it's time for me to fulfill mine.
See you around.
I have a few urgent matters to take care of, but soon after I will make my way to the Dreadscar Rift and aid you in your summoning. You should warn Ridison to keep his distance. I'll be there to repay my debt to you, not to speak to the hypocrite who chose the council over his friends.
Safe travels.
World quests and events, which, by the way, I'm hugely in favor of, in my completely anecdotal experience, have, in the last two expansions, Dragonflight and War Within, done a really good job of funneling players into the same spot and actually encouraging players to interact with each other. And with the tech from Warlords, where credit shares regardless of faction or party, players are generally encouraged to actually help each other. Again, all of that's anecdotal, but I have seen some really cool moments of just, hey, and just helping each other out because of that. Yeah, Firewreck World Event is a good example of that. Excuse me. No, that is a good answer. Thank you, Mr. Floyd. I realize my statement sounded a little bit tacky, and I didn't mean it that way. I meant it sincerely. Usually when someone says they don't like flying, and it's usually like a forum post or whatever, they don't give either any reason for having that opinion, or a reason that they give is just like, I don't like flying because it's too fast to get from point A to point B, and it's like, that's not much of an answer, really, you know? It appears Kira travels faster than your word. She arrived a moment ago, her eyes purposely avoiding mine. In gaining her trust, you accomplished something I could not. With her help, we should be able to summon the gateway.
Very well.
The plan's a simple one, but it'll require great effort on your part. We will summon the gateway, but you will have to enter alone.
If you mess with Fellfire,
I think I can
you
do
get
that.
burned.
You ready?
Hey there.
My tolerance to resin is low, but I'll do my best to remain focused despite having to be in his presence. Shall we begin?
See you later.
Let's do it.
Your power has grown, Kira.
It has indeed. And you should keep that in mind the next time you attempt to speak to me.
Lol, by the way. At her, not at you guys. Okay. See if we can save some of these people again, by the way. These are flipped. There's paladins in here.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Did I free you? No? Okay. Yeah, stuff like this is what I tend to remember when I think of Order Halls. The actual quest, the actual story.
Are you here for him? You won't get past me.
You know, you say that, lady, but I have something called Chaos
We
Bolt.
hunted the sanctuary known as Neverlight Temple. Hidden, was it, beneath our very noses?
Netherlight? That's where the priests are.
Finally, we sensed it. Holy light seeping through the twisting nether, blinding us. Now our armies will attack, and the temple will fall, and with it, the great prophet Velen. The temple will fall.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure that's none of our problem. We'll just move on. I've said it before, I do wish they'd bring back the Intercontinental, or I guess what I usually refer to as the cross-zone quests. They were cool. Vanilla does exist as of the moment, which is nice. And to be clear, there's no hyperbole in that. It's really weird how often I have to try and convince people that I actually am happy that Classic exists. Come on, Zinin. He bows his head in silent thanks. Nice.
Mistress is gone.
Where?
The Dreadlord came for her. Golab tried to help. Golab failed.
God damn it. I don't have to imagine going through Outland without flight. I actually did it. Back then, getting even a low-level flying mount was expensive as hell. And what was it, like 5,000 gold, I want to say, for the expensive one? Yeah, that was completely off the board for me. For months. Plus, I was raiding, so that was pretty much my gold sink was raiding. Especially since I was on a hunter.
You have my thanks. I can find my own way back to Dreadscar Rift.
Yeah, like Tempest Keep, or rather, the satellites around Tempest Keep. And Ogrilla, whatever. I guess there was also the Netherwing Shelf, but I mean, that's literally a flying thing. Excuse me. And I guess Ogrilla is too. Can I get an ability that just... No, I don't. Okay, whatever. You'd think a Warlock would get like a sub-portal back to home button, you know? You know, monks get that, but not Warlocks. Whatever. I do like Trek questions. Almost as much as I like Wars questions or Warcraft questions. And I think that's all three. Oh no, we do occasionally talk about FF14. So there you go. There's the quartet. Most surprising purple. Let me pull up the sheet. Because we had a recent one. Like parallels? Yeah, okay. Lower decks? Yeah. All good things? Duh. But as I'm looking through the list, the ones that surprised me that were purple, there's actually a few. First of all, I would have never thought of that the most toys would have been a purple. And it was. Wait, why not, Mr. Floyd? And I never would have thought that the Wounded would have qualified as a purple. But man, they kind of nailed that one. Reunion's another one. I know you didn't like Reunion, but that was a huge episode. Reunion's the one with Worf's wife and son and the death of Duras. It was also the first episode with Gowron. Oh, damn. Yeah, that sucks, Mr. Floyd. Yeah, I hear there's this thing. Anyways. Yar. But yeah, no. So, Reunion surprised me. The Wounded surprised me. The next phase didn't surprise me that much. Borg surprised me. But I'm building up to something, because the one that surprised me the most, the one I was shocked at how good it was Frame of Mind. I never would have anticipated that would have been purple territory, but when we bent through it, we just could not stop gushing about it. It was extremely well acted, well presented, well directed. It had like 2 or 3 interruptions of just, but otherwise, like, I figured it was going to be like yellow, maybe orange, and it just was firing on all pistons, you know? Season 6 is such a weird season. It was the last season I thought might actually beat Season 4. It obviously didn't, by quite a margin, actually. Like, by 13% of a margin. But they had some really good episodes in Season 6. Anyways. Sorry.
Make it quick.
Shinfel cannot be broken at the hands of Mephistроth. Armed with her power and knowledge, the Dreadlord will be able to launch a devastating attack on Dreadstar. A ritual summoning should be able to summon Shinfel to our side, but we need an anchor. We need
Bellfire
padding. Yes, padding.
My demons stand ready. Together we will destroy the Burning Legion.
No, you're fine, Spartan. Like just be polite is really all that really boils down to for me. You know that. Sure, Linareth, but you're gonna have to give me a second. I want to start.
I've no time for trivialities.
So, I need you to do several missions and also a dungeon. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll be right back as soon as I should start. It doesn't matter. I'm this tempted to take the order halls off camera, which I hate to do because they're relevant story. Several of them are relevant story. Matsushita right in front of me. Pay attention, Lord, pay attention. And yeah, dragon flying, I agree with Monobrent. The reason I call it traversal is because it applies almost universally to any type of game. You want to make going from point A... Let me walk that sentence back. If you have moving from point A to point B without activity, you want to make moving from point A to point B interesting, right? Like, dragon flying is a good example of this, but Spider-Man games is actually probably one of the examples of this kind of mentality. You want to do something with it so it is part of the gameplay, so it's interesting or fun or smooth or engaging or neat, or there's stuff to do on the way or whatever. There has to be something there. Otherwise, all you've done is create a commute. A lot of the original and older open-world games absolutely fall into this problem of, all right, now here's your new thing. It's over there. And it's like, okay. Minutes later, okay, we're there, and that's it, right? Fast travel was originally invented to bypass that problem, and thus most of the original implementations of fast travel kind of suck. Good fast travel, the best fast travel is fast travel. It's optional. That's there if you just want to go from point A to point B, but also if you want to go there, you can find stuff, or you can see some interesting things, or maybe it's fun to get there, or maybe there's, like, I don't know, content on the way. Maybe you can just enjoy the trip. And not just visual. Something that very few games do is they'll change the story the second or third time you go through an area, right? It's kind of the Metroid thing, but open world games can and have done this too, where the world state acknowledges your place in the story. So the first time through, it's A, but the second time through, it's B, making it more interesting on the repeat trip, stuff like that. Anyways, I gotta be right back. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. apologies. I also just realized I'm an idiot. It's true, Rain 36. Honestly, if they added more microtransactions and... Let's see what else would be something terrible. I don't know, I can't think of it. I can't make a joke.
Watch your back.
Microtransactions and gacha mechanics, more predatory practices, you know. More FOMO. Gotta have more FOMO. Let's see, what else? Also, we delete characters every few weeks. Just to keep people happy. Speaking of which, Ross, I judge you and Lunaruth. So while we're doing this, let me go ahead and give you the answer, Lunaruth. Are you ready? Okay. In order, from Season 2, A Measure of a Man, The Measure of a Man, excuse me, and Q Who. From Season 3, The Defector, Yesterday's Enterprise, The Most Toys, and Best of Both Worlds Part 1. From Season 4, Best of Both Worlds Part 2, Remember Me, Reunion, The Wounded, Clues, and The Drumhead. From Season 5, Unification Part 1, Cause and Effect, Iborg, The Next Phase, and The Inner Light. From Season 6, Chain of Command Part 2, and Frame of Mind. And from Season 7, Parallels, Lower Decks, and All Good Things. I know, right, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Drumhead was one that did not surprise me at all. By the way, all of you, I'll just here, Lunaruth. Here. There's the sheet. Just look at the TNG tab. It's all right there. It's all publicly viewable. Okay. So let's suck less here. Yeah, it's worth noting purple is ironically a bit of a gradient by design. In fact, you can actually see literally exactly how much of a gradient it is. It represents about 8% of a gradient. 8.3% if you want to get really precise with it. So there's purple, you know, a low purple would be 91.7. A high purple would be 100. Surprised out there were purples? Gosh. I think there were The Most Toys, The Wounded, Iborg, and of course, the big one, which was Frame of Mind. Yeah, no, that's a good episode, Mr. Floyd, 100%.
Be careful.
Oh, yeah, and Reunion. Well, sorry, I actually forgot about Reunion.
Go with honor, friend. Need help? For the Alliance.
Together we will destroy the Burning Legion!
Do I have nothing right now?
I will leave but cinders.
This is ready!
That would probably be Frame of Mind, Lunaruth. If I were to guess. I am guessing, because obviously that was a minute ago. Lamentations? Give me a second. Let me get this all started. I'm doing this the wrong way. I apologize, YouTube watchers. Can I even... Oh, that's not even worth trying. Actually, I guess it is worth trying. Fine. Yeah, whatever. 41% chance. Yeah, that's not happening. So now I need to go here. So let's see. Lamentations. Obviously, the number of Lamentations in Season 1 was completely unsurprising. None of those surprised me. Season 2, no surprises. Season 3, I was a little surprised by Captain's Holiday. I think because Vosh tends to be one of those characters that people tend to like. But when we went back through that episode, it was just bad. Weird, awkward time travel on top of a bad Ferengi character, no offense to Rodin Chick. And, like, really lackluster and disinteresting romance combined with really lackluster and disinteresting action. And Picard and Vosh had no chemistry, like, at all. It was really kind of sad. Anyways. No Lamentations in Season 4 or 5. Yeah. I think that those are the only ones that surprised me. Now, Voyager, we've been going through. Let's see. Time and Again doesn't surprise me. Elogium doesn't surprise me. Tattoo is a duh. I wasn't expecting Maneuvers to be so bad. But there it is. Alliances, Threshold, Innocence, and Tuvix. I bet some people would take some umbrage with me putting Tuvix into Lamentation territory, but I stand by it completely. Memes aside, Tuvix is a terrible episode.
Heroes of the
Yes, thank you, Abyssian. You don't exist yet. Go away. Go away. We haven't even met you. Go away. It's Thrall. Nobody would be surprised by Man of the People being black. So, let's see. Yeah, Frame of Mind surprised me. It was also the one you and I talked about a while ago when we were discussing our track. Let's see. Sacred Ground, Q in the Gray, Coda, Blood Fever, Real Life. Yeah, none of those surprised me as Lamentations. As far as purples in Voyager, real talk, the one that surprised me most, and we talked about this, Ross, if you remember, was Hunters, which came out of absolutely nowhere and was just really, really good. What did I say, Leonard? Yes, that... yes? Sorry, I was talking to you and Ross separately. You're throwing me here a little bit, Linharith, gonna be honest. Yes, you and I discussed Frame of Mind. Ross and I discussed Hunters. Because, you know, you think about Hunters and it's like, oh, that's the Hirogen one. And it's not. Like, yeah, sure, it's a Hirogen episode, but it really isn't. It's the episode all about really down-to-earth. It's the first episode where they gain contact with Earth. And they start getting letters from Earth. And that's the episode. That's the meat of it. Like, 80% of the episode is that. And then at like the last 10 minutes, the Hirogen show up to be like, we're here to be the bad guys of the week. And that's it. Right? And the Hirogen thing was pretty dull, as most threats of the week tend to be. But the rest of the meat of the episode was really, really good. They even had some of the best character interactions between Tom and B'Elanna, frankly, that we've seen so far. Oh, and Harry. Yeah. Even the scene where Neelix is being irritating was a good scene. And how's that for wild? No, I'm being serious. Because there's this scene where he's like, you know, Mr. DeVulcan, you should read the letter from home. And he's like, I'm busy. The letter will be there later. And Neelix actually read his mail, which is a huge, gross violation of privacy. And blah, 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 blah. But then, even despite all that irritation, the scene ends really well. Because the moment Neelix leaves, Tuvix allows his visage to lower a little bit. Credit to Tim Russ on that. And goes and actually picks up the thing and starts reading it. Oh god, Mulgrew reading the letter from her ex-fiance. Ooh. Yeah, no, Hunters is great. But it did surprise me, because I see that episode, and I think, Hirogen. You know, for obvious reasons, really. Oh my god, we've got a pink chat. You're all pinkos. Hours now. Do I have another form of AoE? I don't, do I? We'll do this. We've even got a Pinkerton. So we've got Pinkos and one of the most evil organizations in American history. No, I blame the writers for real life. I know what you mean, though. And yeah. You were championing the idea of making one of the main characters, one of the main cast members, trans, and that sort of just leapt to mind immediately, Linear Earth. That's why. If you remember, there was kind of a weird asterisk there. Why, Riker? It fits in my head, is the simplest and easiest answer I can give for that. But the problem I kept running into is, and you and I talked about this, Trek is so medically advanced that there was no way to bring it up without being overt about it. The last thing I want to do is tokenism and just do something because. So I was trying to think of a situation where it should actually be relevant to the character, hence frame of mind. It being a moment of empowerment for Riker as he realizes the nature of the illusion, the mental alteration, and uses that in order to free himself from it. That felt good, and I thought you agreed with me on that. If you don't, feel free to correct me on that. We're way, 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 way out from codifying any of that. This is all still in the penciled-in phase. Rascals had a couple of good scenes, and it did. But the problem with that is there's a very simple rule that the lore Runny and I kept using when actually determining review number, or review color, I should say. Bad things do not prevent something from being purple, and good things do not prevent something from being black. I mean, Rascals has the I Want My Father scene, which is great. And it has Riker just bamboozling the Ferengi, which is great. And I agree to both points effortlessly. Oh man, Mythic Nyalotha. Nah, I'm good. Okay, so list of old MMOs. Do you mean like literally, or like what's the goal of this, Spartan? Help me out here. Yeah, even Nemesis has 2 positives. Although, as the old joke goes, it's easy to point to good things in episode 1. Can we point to any good things in episode 2? How did you not die instantly? Jesus. Done to Leanox. Great name there. Are we done? We're done. Cool. Get out of here. Is there a positive in Code of Honor? That's actually a good question. None that I can think of, no. Wait! I thought of one. Every now and again, usually about once a year, I'll get someone in the comment section defending Code of Honor. And that's very funny. Rascals, by the way. Good. Meanwhile, paladins. There we go. Oh, I'm aware of the Power Rangers, Huthor.
Light be with you. Light bless you.
Our mission was a success. Not only did we defeat the enemy at Hearthglen, but we recruited Alamand Greythorn.
Be careful.
He's well known as a scholar of the light. He's long since retired from battle, but his mind is as sharp as ever. Wouldn't be surprised if he could take a bout or two in a duel either.
Light bless you.
Sure, let's go talk to him then.
What can I do for you? For the Alliance?
Who knows, Ross? Same might apply to TOS as well, and Enterprise.
King's honor, friend.
And MLP.
Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
No, don't tell me. Really?
At your service. You can always count on me.
Well, the opposite is also true, Ross. Okay. So every other class got to do this as an optional? Paladins have to do this?
Walk always.
We're going to do something weird, and we're going to not do this. I'm just going to move on to our druid. I swear there's a logic behind that. I do admit I like the idea of people being able to choose what they look like. But I'm pretty pro-choice in general, so that makes sense.
Sharp. There is always hope.
Alright, Gnarlex, what's going on here? Like, Picard choosing to be bald just kind of fits in a weird way, you know?
The balance must be restored. Yes, I have the lasher seed from the roots below Shaladricel. Take the seed and plant it in the dirt right over here.
Okay.
No, this isn't right. Destroy the malevolent seedling before it escapes.
Okay.
Go to Archdruid Greathoof and tell him what transpired. I'll examine what's left of this thing.
Do you need my aid?
You were just with Gnarlex? What are the results of the sampling?
The nightmare's spread has gone further than we thought. I must meditate on this, Archdruid.
We must call upon the ancient Loa, Malorn. Travel southeast to the shrine at Malorn's refuge. There, we druids have kept a sacred relic for thousands of years, a gift from the White Stack himself. And a hiccup.
Walk in peace.
One of my favorite things to have. Sam Witwer's awesome, if memory serves. I don't know how good of a person he is, but he's a great character and he tends to do good stuff with Star Wars, so yeah. Yeah, Malorn poked his head in very briefly, specifically during the Firelands event back in Kata, and that's it. That's the full extent of Malorn's presence. I do like their white outfits of the Druids of the Antler. Roll, what's up?
I'm awake. I'm awake.
I'm glad you're here, Zadreed, but well, we had arrived earlier. This place is in chaos. The survivors claim they were attacked by Satyr, but how can this be? No Satyrs have roamed these woods since ancient times.
Find your strength.
Most of the Druids were able to escape, but the shrine is swarming with enemies.
Dream well. To the shrine, Druid. Our help is needed.
Okay. So, listen. Y'all attacked me and mine, and that was probably a terrible idea. Yeah, that one might push up to purple on rewatch. We'll see what they think of it. Part of the point is I don't like to give, like, judgments from on high. I like to debate the colors. And if we disagree, we debate it. Like, we actually debate it. Here's Mirstar.
I owe you a great debt, Druid. I will not forget this.
See you around, Kennigscow. Hopefully we'll actually get somewhere in the stupid order halls by the time you get back. I wouldn't bet on it, though. We guaranteed will not finish the rogue one today, for example. It's physically impossible.
The idol! It's gone!
Da-da-da-da! Oh, sorry. FF4 reference.
Soon you will welcome death with open arms.
Hey, Death. Come here, buddy. Come here. I think you're right, Uber, yeah. But yeah, part of the reason they might change too, Ross, is if remember, we were inventing those 0 through 6, excuse me, system when going through MLP. So, you know, growing pains.
Listen to the wind. What does it say?
The Satyr have never been this bold or powerful. They took us completely by surprise, and our magic could not withstand their attacks. Without you, I would not have survived. I have only one purpose now. Recover that idol.
Cylindra, can we still recover the idol?
It may be stolen, but there's still hope. When I was trapped to the shrine, I saw the Satyr raiders make off with the relic. Their tracks will still be fresh. With our heightened senses, we may still be able to pick up their trail. We must follow their signs through the forest and recover the idol.
Swift travels. Use your feral form to heighten your senses.
Do I have to?
Between the three of us, we can pick up the Satyr's trail.
Fine. Which Legion weapon's my favorite? Oh, jeez. I don't know if I have, like, one favorite. Oh.
Out here, no one will hear your...
Don't worry, I'm here!
What? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over. What? I don't remember Bragwin. It's been too long since I've done it. That's weird, Uthor, but I believe you.
Your god is no match for ours.
Archdruid, watch out!
Thanks for the warning. Very interestingly timed warning. No, I'm not here to do this. Sorry, guys. I've got other business. Bye. There it is. Not really, no, Mr. Floyd. We're kind of doing them pseudo-sequentially because of all the time gating. We were able to wrest a confession out of this one. We know their leader took the idol to Moonclaw Vale, but he could not be hiding anywhere. Surely one of these satyrs will know where it was taken. Get the information of these satyrs, even if it's the last thing they know. I think in terms of...
Seek the idol of the wild? I will tell you nothing, interloper.
Okay. I think in terms of, like, lore and significance, the Scythe of Elune is probably my favorite of the artifacts in Legion. However, in terms of gameplay, you know, the thing that doesn't apply anymore, I would probably actually go with the Maw of the Damned. Whoops. Which was the Blood Death Knight one. I would also be willing to give it to Ashbringer. I'm Lunar Ruth. Or an invasion by aliens. That'd probably do it too. Doomhammer's fine. But like, I don't even remember what ability it gave you. Yeah, the Scythe also gave you the...
Even your sacred shrines are no longer safe from us, Druid.
That's right, Doomwind, which I do actually have on my shaman.
I know nothing of this. We spit on your sacred relics, Druid. Now, face me!
Okay. Inevitably? No.
The idol is ours. I'll never give up its location.
No, the only way things get better is if enough people sacrifice to make things better over time. The exact same way life has been getting better over the last 6,000 years.
Calasius does not fear you, Druid. Face him if you want your precious idol.
And no.
Calasius the Guileful. I have heard the name. He lurks in a cave east of the Vale. We'll meet you there.
It's no use, Druid. You cannot fight us.
Yeah, progress is gained and lost on the individual and on the nation level all the time. Sometimes on a month level.
Give up, Druid. Your ancient god cannot be saved.
Well done, Archdruid. Take the idol back to the Dream Grove, and we will meet you there.
You got it. I suppose that's fair, Linareth. Time, effort, people, success. Consistency? I think I'll stop there.
Nature is restless. How may I aid you?
I'm so relieved to see this in your hands. We will keep it here at the Dream Grove for safekeeping.
Until we next meet.
To fully unlock the powers of the idol, we need 4 manifestations of the wild: ferocity, regrowth, balance, and tenacity. To find these, we must consult the protectors of the forest.
Do not return to me when you've gathered enough essence of the wilds, Archdruid. I trust none other to accomplish this difficult task.
Sure thing, Lich King.
Nature's gifts are everywhere.
Come and be restored.
Zadrid, I owe you my life. Your actions gave me a second chance, and it's a chance I have no intention of squandering. With your help, we'll be able to recover the idol of the wild. Such a sacred relic would have been devastating loss if fallen into the wrong hands, and now I wish to see this journey to its end. Let me fight for you. There's someone who can defeat the nightmare. I believe it's you.
Maitre, I will call upon Elune to restore the injured and resurrect the fallen. Thank you, Archdruid.
I have seen enough of the nightmare to know it's not an idle threat. Within its grasp, even the strongest become their own worst enemies. You, however, have displayed courage and fortitude even in the face of this great danger. I feel faith you'll lead us to victory.
Stay. My strength is yours, Archdruid. Together, we will protect the wilds.
Even the smallest details matter. If we fall together.
For Elune.
We will protect the
Your
wilds.
spirit burns bright.
I am nature's rage!
Saw that as Miristar.
Our time is short.
This guy literally just has Warcraft 3 lines.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Speaking of. I take it the fatigue is still an issue, isn't Miristar? Not that I blame you, you did just go through surgery. Maybe Huthor? This is apparently feral. There we go. Do Halls of Valor. Okay. God, this could be a thing. I am in perfect balance, as all things should be.
I am reborn.
Why is she the avatar of balance? Because she's vaguely avian? Okay. Yeah, Asina would make more sense, but she doesn't poke her head in very often. Which, yeah. So, do 4 dungeons and 5 Order Hall quests. We'll be doing that off camera. Next.
Warm wishes, blessings upon your family.
The Elemental Lords must be united. There's been no Wind Lord to lead the air since the death of Alakir. My bad. My bad. Once there was an heir to the throne of the Four Winds named Prince Thunder, but the prince was defeated in the mortal realm and still awaits rebirth. Only one man knows the knowledge necessary to complete the prince's rebirth, and that is a servant of Thunderon who wanders the sands of Silithus.
Be kind to those less
I remember him. Wow, this is really early in this chain. I know, Huthor. This is crazy. I've already decided I'm giving every Order Hall, yes, all of them, 5 gameplay negatives for this nonsense. It's 3 for the mission board crap, and then it's 2 for the go grind stuff. Because all of them have a go grind stuff mission. Sometimes it's dungeons, sometimes it's world quests, sometimes it's demon blood. All of them have a go grind quest. Most of them require about 50-ish. Warriors only required 30, but then also required you to do 10 world quests. It's effectively the same each time. Hold on. We have not seen any legendaries drop, no, and I don't anticipate we will until we start doing the zones properly. But yeah, ouch is about right. Like, I was legitimately happy about how few gameplay negatives we were giving. And then we hit the order missions. And it's just been a mess ever since we hit that barrier. Even the artifact quests were pretty universally solid. We had a couple of negatives for the reused areas and some of the hiccups we had here and there. And of course, Retribution Paladin, which was terrible. And that's it. I just realized I'm going to talk to this guy on a freaking wind elemental. I mean, this is the only viable solution that doesn't involve recording things in advance, Lunative. Or just doing it completely off camera. Which, I gotta be real, I almost wish I had. I feel like there's something missing. If I had known, I would have. And I'd still give the negatives, but I would have just done it off camera so we could just get on with it, right?
What can I do for you? See you later.
What does the Earthen Ring want with an old servant of the Windseeker?
Safe travels. See you around.
So the Earthen Ring wishes to resurrect my master. I knew this day would come. At last, humanity understands the power of the Windseeker. Sir, I'm an orc. When Prince Thunderin was slain at the hands of treacherous mortals, his soul was trapped in the sacred blade of Thunder Fury. To resurrect my master, you'll need to find his sword and return it to Skywall. Last I heard, the betrayer who stole my master's sword traveled to the Broken Isles to fight demons.
Have a good one.
Is this a bad time to mention that I have that sword? Can I help you? Exactly, Nerith. Yes, this guy was part of the Thunder Fury chain all the way back in vanilla. His time has finally come. again, I suppose. Yeah. $100 Arcanite bars. Oh. I've had to do that twice. Once for me and once for Pax. It's okay, I specifically made an alchemist to make Arcanite bars. No, really, that's the only reason I ever made an alchemist. If I can complain about one minor thing, WoW, going all the way back to BC, which is the earliest we're really covering, has been pretty good about giving directions on where to go, so you don't have to rely on the quest marker, right? Legion will periodically do this thing where it's like, yeah, go find this person. They're somewhere on the Broken Isles. And that's the only directions you get. Off camera to figure out how to actually get that working, Ross. And I still didn't always get it consistently on camera. Well, there's Thunder Fury. Or what's left of it. Somebody tell me this doesn't take me back to... Okay, it doesn't. If this stupid quest takes me all the way back to frickin' Silithus. I mean, it's the truth, Uthor. Now, if something good went into Silithus... I'm kidding. You're right, Ross. Like it or not.
Blessings upon you. Do not lose faith.
Oh, this blade could indeed be the key. However, we need to do some pathing quests first. Oh, I was wrong. Holy crap. I really thought it would be pathing quests next. There's been no Windlord to lead the air elemental since the death of Valakiri. You already told me that. The realm of Skywall has been thrown into turmoil. The throne of Valakir is Thunderance by right, but what remains of the prince's essence is diminishing. If we don't move quickly, he may be lost forever. Take the damaged Thunder Fury to Vortex Pinnacle. Speak with Celestials. He was a loyal servant of Valakir. He will share our desire to see Thunderin reborn.
Good health, long life.
Sure. I hadn't covered shamans. As I'm clearly showing. Right now. Yeah, we might literally not do the mission board in BFA other than to be like, there it is, and then just move on.
There has been no peace here since the death of Alakir, Shaman.
Without a Windlord, Skywall will forever remain in turmoil.
They need a war chief. There was a mission board in Shadowlands, too, on Earth.
The wind has whispered your name.
Parsir Nabundo has told me of your plan to save Azeroth. I fear I may be the only Zephyr to share your desire.
Let the winds guide you.
You have recovered the Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, and with it you hold all that's left of the soul of Prince Thunderin. He can be restored, but it'll require a rare essence known as the Heart of Skywall. Vortos, the Duke of the East Wings, possesses the heart, but it will not give it willingly. Vortos must be defeated and the heart combined with the blade.
Where there is wind, so am I will begin the preparations for Thunderon's rebirth. Find me when Thunder Fury has been recharged.
I don't want to go too far into it, but I know family members, biological family members, who will say something that I massively disagree with, and I'll just be like, It's actually weirdly easy to not lie and get those people to think you're agreeing with them. You just have to phrase it right, you know. Ugh, with the way things are now, and, you know, people being people. And they're like, yeah, And then they'll take it in a totally different direction. And you just nod, like, oh, yeah, no. 8-5. God dang it. Nabundo! Stop being a hunter. Come here.
An entire plane of existence dedicated to the element of air. It is truly wondrous.
Yeah, first time?
I've seen nothing like it on my own world. I wonder if such a place exists beyond Azeroth.
Considering this place was constructed, probably not, actually. Remember, all the elemental planes were built.
I do not envy you, my friend. To lead our order through this crisis must weigh heavily on your shoulders. When the Burning Legion invaded Draenor, I failed to save my people, to save my home. We must unite the elements to our cause, else our worlds share the same fate.
Yeah, this is one of, I think, only 2 times Nabundo really matters to the narrative. And the other time is also in Legion. Interestingly enough. Run.
Begone, mortals! The time of the Windlords has passed.
Okay. Probably is my star. Well, it depends on what you define as content in the narrative. For example, the entire Banshee War.
Skywall holds the power to recharge the blade. We should continue onward with great haste.
Pretty much the entirety of the Banshee War was locked behind the Order Hall, or not the Order Hall stuff, excuse me, the Mission Board stuff. In BFA. I couldn't click anything. The very fact that I couldn't click anything is specifically why I just jumped into it.
I will do my best to guide you.
There's no second out here. Yeah, actually, Glenarith. Like, there's whole battles with their own stories and arcs and everything that all happen completely in the mission boards and nowhere else. No, I'm not reading it for the review. Don't ask me to. Or rather, I'm not reading it out loud for the review. Like, there's a lot. Haven't I already killed you? Yeah, I still can't click it. Okay. And thus, we were unable to progress the campaign. The end. Again, Monobrand? Alright, whatever. Hey, I know I just killed you, but, like, you mind dying again, buddy? Of course, for a friend. Wait, we're not friends, we're bitter enemies. Yeah, I know. Thanks for dying, though. Still can't click it. I can target it. Like, I have it targeted, but I cannot click it. I'm going to be honest, that never would have occurred to me. Why would I ever have to use an unrelated quest item which was the thing that was combined with the Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, in order to then be able to access the wind stream. Right. What is that meme from? I don't recognize that one. So yeah, for example, Silverpine Pine Forest, south of Tearsfall Glades, became a major battleground, with the Alliance and the Horde actively contesting territories. Deathstalker Hayward and the Forsaken managed to temporarily conquer Fenris Keep, but were expelled by the Blood Pack, who, under Ivar Bloodfang, reclaimed Fenris Isle, after which the Horde created a distraction on the Misty Shore to distract them long enough for Horde refugees to escape Tearsfall towards the Forsaken-controlled lands in Silverpine. The Horde sent High Executor Hadric from the Sepulchre to break the Alliance occupation over Tirisfal, and the Alliance retaliated, sending High Priestess McDonnell, formerly located in the Western Plaguelands, to lead forces against the Sepulchre. In turn, Captain Tobias Zarin, led by the 7th Legion, surrounded Shadowfang Keep, which was captainated by the Forsaken, to assassinate Chief Plaguebringer Harris, who developed a new plague to unleash his bioweapon against Zarin's forces. All of that is in mission boards, and there's a lot of it. Like, a lot. The Alliance set fire to Razor Hill's storehouses to destroy supply lines in Orgrimmar to try and starve out the Horde. Baron's Crossroads turned into a big thing. Of course it did. Ashenvale was completely overrun by the Horde, and thus led to a non-stop guerrilla campaign by the Night Elves. You get it. It's a lot.
Quickly, Shaman! Hand me the Blessed Blade, and Thunderon will return!
Here you go.
The heavens await your... Thanks to you, Thunder Fury has been restored, and Thunderon's spirit can finally be released.
You look a little different. Hello, Thunderon. Sorry about stealing your blade and your soul.
Do not oppose me.
At long last I've returned to Skywall, thanks to the help of mortal hands. I owe you a great debt.
The wind is at your back.
You have my thanks, mortal, for bringing about my rebirth. However, thanks alone would not be honorable. I know that the Earthen Ring seeks to save Azeroth from the Burning Legion. I will pledge my sword and the armies of Skywall to the aid of Azeroth. When the time for battle arrives and the Earthen Ring stands on the battlefield, the Windlord will stand with you.
I and the armies of Skywall shall stand shoulder to shoulder with the mortal races in battle against the Burning Legion. When the fog of battle clears and the Burning Legion is defeated, we shall stand victorious. Now go, tell your Earthen Ring that the Windseeker lives again.
And thus we have now established a new head of the Air Elementals who is personally indebted to us. I referenced this a few times back in Kata. Not the only time we're going to meddle in elemental politics. Hey, check it out. I just got a drop. It's a two-handed sword. It does 1 to 2 damage. It's got a meta socket. It's called Frostmourne. Oh yeah, there it is. Check it out. I've just picked up Frostmourne. Hey. Equipping it becomes the new Lich King. Sweet! Oh my god, Grace are transmoggable. Blah. Why would I equip? I will destroy Azeroth. Sorry, what? What are we talking about?
Good fortune lie on this Akkad. Favor the road traveled by few.
Do 4 missions.
Be kind to those less fortunate. Good health, long life. Do not lose faith.
That's actually an interesting question. Why would I equip this? Because it was always part of the jailer's plans. Your leadership during this time of crisis has been inspiring, Farseer Eindebooks. It is truly an honor to journey with you through Skywall. Although there are many matters that would require my attention, it would be an honor to fight with you at your side again.
I will do my best to guide you.
I am at your service.
The Windlord has commended I aid in the Earthen Ring in your campaign against the Legion. Lord Thunderon sees great potential in you. As thanks for your help, he has granted you the services here in the mortal realm.
Where there is wind, so am I.
Keep your feet on the ground. Hello. See you soon.
Yeah, Frostborn does not exist anymore in any way that matters. So domination magic comes from the realm of death, but it's really insidious and awful, and if I'm being honest, I kind of hope it's not canon anymore. Especially since it was clearly part of another story arc that never actually went anywhere. Yeah, it's programming. It's rules magic. It is, in fact, some of the only rules magic in the entire setting. Like, Warcraft generally doesn't have rules magic.
The wind
Looks like you need assistance, my friend.
It literally, the way domination magic works is you agree with it. It doesn't mind control you. It reprograms you to do whatever it is that you are being dominated to do. It's like indoctrination, but far more direct and instantaneous. Like, if I was just to go to Spartan and be like, hey, Spartan. No, I'll go with Huthor. Hey, Huthor. I'll pick on Huthor. I'm like, hey, Huthor, what's up? Continuity is the best thing ever. He would agree with that. It wouldn't even occur to him to not agree with it, because of course he thinks that way. I've actually suspected for a while that domination magic was directly inspired by, oh god, what's it called? The thing over in FF14. I can't think of what it's called. Help me out. Tempering, thank you. Because, not to spoil too much, but tempering is actually rewriting a portion of a person's soul to make them think a certain way, which sounds familiar, right? And tempering does predate domination magic. The interesting thing is both domination magic and tempering can be cured. But the thing is, FF14 spent an entire story arc dedicated solely to, curing tempering, whereas in WoW, they've sort of dropped domination magic, and I hope they never go back to it.
Greetings, friend. Be kind to those less fortunate.
Oh my god. To restore the Maelstrom Pillar, we need to infuse it with the essence of air, a large quantity of Mistral Essence, which can be found on many of the elements in the Vortex Pinnacle.
May your days be long and your hardships few.
You've got to be kidding me with this. I think you're right, Uthor. I have for years said the Order Halls are great, and that it's a great example of doing class-specific content, how much I want more of this in other MMOs. And apparently I've been on crack for years. Savicom, I've been doing crack. You missed me summoning demons earlier. It was great. Everything went wrong. We summoned demon and he's like, what are you doing? Smash! And then we had to escape from the demon's lair. I'm not actually making any of that up. That's exactly what happened. Okay. I mean, the last time I showed this off on camera, I recorded it all in advance. I had to. It was the only way to bypass the time gating. This time I thought I had a solution for the time gating. And if we're being honest, I did. The time gating isn't actually the problem I'm running into, because I just have to rotate through the classes. I didn't remember the grind. Also true, tempering was something that was baked into the bones of FF14's story. Domination magic was invented, well, with Shadowlands, really. Okay, yes, I am going here. Yes, Savacom, it's the most horrible fate imaginable. I have to go grind. It's so terrible. Oh, I think you're absolutely right, Huthor. That's probably why every single one of these has this. I think you're right. I think we just need to get over this hump. And we're just kind of running into it. Because I'm doing all the classes. What am I doing? What am I doing? Pay attention. Wake up a little bit, Laura. Wake up. Okay. Yes, hi. I'd like to be a level bajillion badass, please. Thank you.
Heroes of the Horde.
Shut up, Abyssian.
The Dragon Isles have awakened
Abyssian.
and beckon the dragon flights home.
Abyssian.
Meet me in
Abyssian.
Orgrimmar, where I am about
Abyssian.
to present the Aspect's invitation.
Could be a Master Man. I don't know. But, I don't know. I'm going to quietly disagree with that, mostly because what they do with what I for the longest time referred to as the essence of the Lich King was different from literally reprogramming your soul to agree with it, right? Again, rules magic never existed in Warcraft. Funnily enough, Shadowlands didn't just add rules magic, it added math magic too. Another thing I didn't care for. Which is what Huthor just mentioned. Zereth Mortis is math magic, straight up. When I was showing it off to a friend of mine, I just described it as, yeah, hi, you're in math now. And while that's obviously a little bit, you know, like, simple, a simplification, it's actually pretty close to the truth. You think about it. Okay, is this it? Yes. So that's over here? No, I'm with you, Maskerman. I'm with you. If anything, I guess the way I would call it, it feels like an evolution or a mutation or a development of domination magic. So the reason I remember, and I do actually remember this step of the quest, is because this is a zone. This is a shared zone amongst all players. So you'd come in here and there would be quite a few shamans doing this, grinding it up. This is why we decided to become non-time walking, to just burn through this here. Negatives given, moving on. This is the closest to cheating you're going to see in the WoW lore run right here. And by lore run, I of course mean review run. There's also I can mount out here. $100. You need 100 of this crap. Don't worry, after this is a dungeon, so we're going to stay unsynced for this. Actually, hang on. I need you to assassinate Huthor for me. Make it really, really quick before he calls Blizzard! Don't let him give them vanilla ideas! Because you know that would be a vanilla quest, right? Like, just straight up. Oh, no. If it was a vanilla quest, you would also have the possibility of getting duplicates, which don't count. And yeah, all the enemies take, let's say, 7 minutes to respawn. Just long enough to be really irritating, but not long enough to make you, want to go do anything else. So you have to waste your time sitting there. Especially since there's probably all kinds of other players wanting to do these quests in a shared zone. I'm lucky, there's no one else here. So I can just sweep. Just hang on. So Savacom asked a question. Dear Lord, why do you suck? Why are you so worthless? It's actually very simple. See, it's because I am terrible. See that? Terrible. All right. And if you die, the graveyard's in the maelstrom. All right. I don't think. Whoop. It's just that maybe the seats of greatness, but it is. No, I think. So okay. I've analyzed. So let me try to condense Savacom's question. I mentioned earlier that I think WoW is one of the best games out there now in its current state, and has been since Dragonflight. I also have said that about quite a few things, including, it's worth noting, FF14. So, why? Why is it that true in so many franchises where the earlier entries in a franchise tend to suck? And it takes them a while to actually get to the point of actually being good. She specifically pointed out Zelda, Dragon Quest, and Fallout as some good examples for that. My answer for that is boring and simple, as all of my answers tend to be. The thing is, most people, when they have an idea for something, aren't... Oh, no. And it's over there. Aren't really trying to make a franchise. And, well, if I'm being honest, probably don't know how to make something good. I mean, yeah, foundations are necessary, but the point is, most people who make things that end up being great were either doing so because they really wanted to, because they were experimenting, or because they had no idea what they were doing. Or any combination thereof. Star Wars itself, A New Hope, was just something Lucas really wanted to get out there. Something a lot of his contemporaries in film geeks really make fun of him for, if you remember. But he really wanted to tell that story, so he pulled a lot of strings. Spielberg was the only one who believed in him. Go figure, huh? Anyways, of course Spielberg would know. There's like 2 people who knew that Star Wars was going to be good. And it was not George Lucas. He didn't think it was. It was Steven Spielberg and Alec Guinness, which is just fascinating to think about. But getting off topic. Point being that he just really wanted to push that story out, and then he did, and nobody, except for those 2 people, thought it would explode the way it did. So when they came around to Empire Strikes Back, because I do think Empire Strikes Back is a monumentally better film than A New Hope, he had that opportunity, that backing, and that foundation to build off of. And go figure. But you asked me, why do people play the old stuff that's crap and garbage? Now, there's actually a lot of answers to that. First of all, some people like crap and garbage. I'm sorry, I'm being a little facetious for the sake of humor. I probably shouldn't do that. What I mean by that is, some people really enjoy grinding in Lufia 1. Some people really enjoy pushing through Zelda 1 and having to constantly die and redo a dungeon over and over. Some people really enjoy spending hours walking from point A to point B. You know? No judgment. Really, no judgment. Like, if anybody knows anything about me, that's a pretty solid thing. But there's other elements to that, too. There's other reasonings, there's other perspectives here. First and foremost, a lot of people, when they first play something, regardless of when, it's worth noting, that thing can grab them. Maybe it's because it makes them feel a certain way. Maybe it's because it's interesting. Maybe it's because they understand it. Maybe it's because it hits a specific niche for them. I'll actually give you a very direct example. A friend of mine played Dragon Quest I on the NES for the first time a couple months ago. Very, 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 very recently. And she immediately adhered to it. Like, she was just like, oh, this is cool. And actually ended up enjoying the experience, despite the fact that it's Dragon Quest I. Now, it's worth noting that DQ1 is definitely one of those simple but solid games. It's actually surprisingly well designed for what it is. It's just extremely simple. And so it was just, oh, I get this. And because the progress was so conclusive, and because she understood it almost immediately, and because it was so short, she never actually got to the point where she was sick of the game and didn't want to play it anymore. Remember, Dragon Quest I is pathetically minuscule in terms of size and scope. It's a game that even if you don't know what you're doing, you can beat a few hours, and that's with grind time. So, I say that specifically to remove nostalgia from the equation completely, because nostalgia, while it is part of the equation, does not necessarily inform why people can still sit down and enjoy a game from the 80s or 90s now, right? Even if that game is, and let's use the nicest term we possibly can here, rough. Okay, so I got your air essence. Now what do you want? You want me to go into a dungeon. Air, no matter capricious, cannot resist a good storm. Retrieve the scepter from the storm.
Seek the path.
Okay. Hello, Czar. So it's worth noting this doesn't always apply, right? How long is Dragon Quest I? A few hours. At best. Dragon Quest I is short. Like, you ever look at the world map in Dragon Quest I? It is tiny. More or less, Savacom, because most of the good franchises, early games or shows or books or movies, still had something there worthy of note. Maybe it was an idea, maybe it was a setting, maybe it was a character, maybe it was an aesthetic. Greed, Uthor, I don't think that's a hot take at this point. They had something, right? They had something that caught people's attention. Zelda 1. Metroid 1. Suikoden 1, while we're on the subject. There's something there that caught them. And even though it's a rough, early, kind of a game, at the same time, that was enough to get people interested. How did the devs get away with making it short? Well, first of all, the term JRPG didn't even exist yet. In fact, Dragon Quest III is the first game to really codify the concept of a JRPG. Second of all, this is the NES, and this is like 1986 or something like that. Any other questions, Czar?
Intruders. They will not. We meet again.
So yeah, this is like, I think the third time we're doing this dungeon now. Well, third time I'm doing it. Second time you're seeing it. Yeah, I've always found that to be a weird thing to dislike. I mean, Lord knows I've got my own hang-ups. I hate the term walking sim, for example. But JRPG just refers to a type of game. That's it, that's all. It's a subgenre. Then again, some people really dislike the term Metroidvania, so whatever. Yeah, we have yet to actually do this dungeon. We will do these dungeons legit, players permitting. It's funny, we've actually played a lot of JRPGs already, but very few good ones. I don't believe I do, Savacom. Or I don't believe I keep track of that information, is what I mean. Soden is a damn good game, and is another good example of a game you could pick up right now and just be like, yeah. No, that's solid. I do keep track of quite a few statistics, it's true. I love the Vashir music for this part of things. Wow, that was actually a new transmog. Holy crap. The seagulls. The seagulls! They just exist to irritate you. They're yellow mobs, but they roam in and out of combat, so it's really, really easy for them to accidentally aggro you. And then make combat worse, because they're irritating enemies to fight. Yeah. No, I had a rule when we were doing this stuff for real. And it was a very simple rule. Beeline the seagulls. Just straight up kill the seagulls first. Well, those people are dumb, Mad Overlord. But that's okay. We're all dumb in our own ways. For example, did you know that the Lore Runner actually has no brain? There's just two chipmunks up there, like, pulling wheels and levers randomly. Don't tell anyone, though. Another transmog. Wow. Yeah, their names? Lore and Runner. I love how the guy's name is Deepbeard, by the way. Something about that. Oh my god, these freaking winds. This storm! Ignore the waves, ignore the lightning. Ah, dang it, Siren Isle. Here's a fun one. Not counting modern stuff, you know what I would say the most Western JRPG of the the most Western RPG of the FFs is? 6. No, really think about it for a minute. It has an entire open world, do it in whatever order segment, among other things. Wasn't the first one to have side quests. Although that's debatable. Okay, with this I may be able to bind the elements of air nicely and do some impressive tricks at festivities.
Remain vigilant.
I mean, the Final Fantasies have always been, ironically, less JRPG than some of their contemporaries, like, say, the Tales ofs or the Xenos. Hi, Bregwin. Or, the Dragon Quests. Next.
Stay strong in this time of unrest.
Tian Monastery is under attack.
We serve all of Azeroth.
I do, actually, Udor.
Good to see you again, Grandmaster.
Don't make me stop using you, Bandu.
Greetings. Travel safe.
Do you need a book?
Yeah,
The world is the teacher.
Yes, Monk Mount talks.
Remember to finish crossing the river before you tell the crocolisk he has bad breath.
Thanks for the advice. Guys, I think he's nuts.
Farewell.
That's it, Gum Gum? Wow. Listen, Pillars of Snow. FF1 is just not traditional FF enough for me. God dang it, Lore. So I keep losing track of where I am and what I'm doing. I'm actually juggling a lot of balls right now. The last time Final Fantasy games were turn-based, well, it was 10, actually, but before that was 3. And that makes a grand total of 4 FF games. Get the bot. can I cheat and use the idea I was going to use for FF14's new class, Uthor? Like copy-paste with no changes whatsoever. Yeah, FF4 uses the prototype ATB system. FF5 uses a clunky version of it. FF6 and 7 both use a very smooth version of the ATB system. 8 added a couple of features which actually kind of broke it. 9 slowed it down to accommodate those. 10 is full turn-based. 10.2 is the best of the ATB systems. 12 then goes into full real-time, and then 13 is its own thing. Excellent, Uthor. Excellent. Repurposing assets.
Come, speak with me.
Ah, reinforcements, just what we needed. Could you guys stop attacking my home with freaking demons? God! I am the wrong thing. There we go.
How can the Shadowpan
I did not expect the Grandmaster himself. Your strength will help us turn the tide. We cannot let these demons succeed.
Stay focused. Keep your passions in check.
Tian Manister is in bad shape. Fell spreader imps are scorching the ground. Fell spikes radiate foul energy and corrupt the nearby earth. And fell magic has seeped into the brew. Use your abilities to snuff the flames. Shatter the spikes. Destroy the brew. Hundreds of years of the finest ale brewed. I don't wish to hear any more of it. Just get it done.
Do not succumb to the darkness.
Got it. Succumb to the darkness. No. Don't succumb. That's what I just said. Succumb to the darkness. No, you're missing it. What am I missing? Succumbing, but I'm not succumbing. Ah! So here's the idea. There we go. Good night, Mr. Floyd. Yeah, remember, from their perspective, it's probably been a few months. Yeah, I would say a few months, not even a full year after the events of Pandaria. So, yeah. The Veil has absolutely not had a chance to recover yet. So, it's an alchemist, Uthor. The idea, the terrible, terrible idea I have, is that... Hang on. Let me try to codify my thoughts here, because it's one of those things that's intended to be complex but easy to pick up. So you have catalyst abilities, base abilities, and mutator abilities, okay? None of your abilities really do anything by themselves, except for probably like some bread and butter stuff, right? Everything else is probably either cooldown or resource-based, probably a combination of the two. So there's probably some build spend, and then there's cooldown stuff, and then there's your bread and butter. You cast a base ability. That establishes what kind of fundamental attack or ability you're about to use. You give a catalyst to it, and that changes how exactly that's expressed. You use a mutator on it, which you don't have to do, it's worth noting. And that mutator then actually affects it and alters it live on the fly to do something specific. X plus Y kind of a deal. That is how that's usually described to Bragwin, although usually with slightly less insultingness. But yes. Okay, I know my ideas are terrible. They always have been. Since I was a kid. Can I? No. I'm ready, Uthor. I'm ready. I know it's terrible. What am I in combat with? I guess it doesn't matter. Got aim right. Now, in fairness, that probably wouldn't work quite as well in WoW as it does in FF14. As weird as that sounds. FF14's combat, if you've never experienced it, is kind of turn-based. WoW's combat is so rapid-paced and so built around being reactionary that, for example, in WoW, you could probably set up a bunch of different macros to do different results, right? At which point it sort of defeats the primary purpose of the class. You couldn't really do that in FF14. It's not actually possible. Or, I mean, it is, but it would be terrible. It would be like, do ability, wait 3 seconds. Do ability, wait 3 seconds. Do ability. Like, you could do it, you just shouldn't, you know? You guys seriously practicing now? This is not the time for this. Piano roll. I like that. So I'm going to challenge myself to come up with something else. Let me think about that for a minute.
Good to see you again, Grandmaster.
Call me fat and I'll kill you. I'm just saying. Not personal. But I'll kill you. You mean like metaphorically? No, I mean like punching you until you're dead. Oh, okay. That is a fairly similar concept. And yeah, the idea is to be something that just about anybody can play, but to really reward a player who really knows what they're doing. What I mentally think of as an X-Death character, or class, I guess. You know, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but let's just know. That was irritating. Good wicked, strong wicked. Thanks for helping. You've sent off the demons groaning and yelping. You did well. Stay strong together. That's the ticket. The enemies have tried to spread their tank, but we stopped them with little restraint. Ah, the grounds are safe, thanks to you. Too bad we couldn't save any brood. Demon's leader's up ahead, taking prisoners, it is said. This dire storm we will weather if we fight her together.
Hurry up now! I'm right behind! The king's got your back, if you get in a bind.
God, that's a good point. Hey, look, this spot looks a little bit different nowadays to Pandaria Remix players. Hey, could you stop being aggro to me, please? Never! We are Legion. Oh, I'm dead. Whoa there.
Such pitiful creatures. Is that the last of them?
Yes, mistress. The Tidescorn will keep them captive until you are ready to harvest their souls.
Good. Now tear this monastery to shreds.
Okay.
Good. Your order is broken, monks. You can do nothing against us.
Are you sure about that?
Our will is not broken. We will fight to our last breath, demon lover.
The Legion lives forever.
This way. The rest of the survivors are up here.
I love the subtle implications there. Every now and again, they characterize demons or demon followers a little bit differently. There's ones who are like, Mwahaha! And then there's ones who are like, There is no hope. And you can tell which ones joined the Legion for which reasons. Hi, Tic Tac.
Where we going?
I mean, Tac Tac.
Bye-bye.
Whatever your name is.
Tell me of your travels.
Tian Monastery is safe again, thanks to you.
Master, you have witnessed with your own eyes the Legion's capability for destruction. The monastery is saved, but our work is far from over. Their leader, Lady Calatress, must be stopped.
Our friends be missing. We can't quit. But these Ukers be scary, I gotta admit.
I will return with you to the Wandering Island. From there, we will devise a plan.
May the Red Crane live for...
Truthfully, I don't actually know, Pillars of Snow.
What you need? We done. Okie doke.
Okay, so here's the problem. I'll tell you exactly what class I want story-wise in WoW. Necro. Where the hell is our Necro class? It's one of the biggest holes in the lineup of WoW's class roster. It has been since vanilla. Problem is, what the hell do we do gameplay-wise with the Necro to vary it from what already exists? Hang on, I've got a couple ideas, but let me chew on that for a bit more. I'm going to start by saying I'm thinking only 2 specs. If we come up with a 3rd spec, sure, but let's just start with 2 specs. Hell, maybe even 1 spec.
We are a force of balance in a chaotic ocean. We will not rest until the Legion is defeated. Evil cannot take root if our hearts stay.
Honestly, I've thought several times about class skins. In fact, I think we've talked about it at some point in this run. It's
good to see you.
We've been streaming WoW for over a month. My memory isn't that great.
You have the eyes of one who has traveled much.
Okay.
Slow down. Life is...
No, that is the problem, Huthor. Unless you use my terrible,
What do you need?
terrible idea.
Until next time.
The problem is, yeah, right now, Unholy is more or less in the perfect position to be exactly what, well, a Necromancer should be. It is pure pet swarm, and it's awesome. It's also not the only spec that Unholy has because of how builds work, but still, you get the idea.
You are most welcome.
You may be Grandmaster, but mastery must be maintained through discipline. To achieve harmony, you must continue your training. Do these abilities several times.
May you find mastery in your passions.
I've come to lend help to the Order of the Broken Temple. My job is to create a solid base of operations around here. Right now, we have wound to tend and bellies to feed. After this, we can worry about building defenses.
Family, friends...
Also, you should go do this mission map.
Our champions might be able to follow our enemies' movements. I only hope we can find my students before it's too late.
I'm playing this expansion as a demon hunter, by the way. We just haven't actually started it yet.
I will need a drink.
Don't worry,
after this.
I've got your back.
Well, because they're meddling with the dead, and for very good reason, for a large amount of human history. Dead equals bad.
What wisdom do you see?
Ah, yes. High Elder Cloudfall was right to send you to me.
May you find mastery.
I've gone through our stockpile several times, and no matter how I try to cut corners, we come up short. A lack of food and medicine will halt our war efforts, and that's simply the reality. We desperately need...
May the Red Crane live.
Supply deposits. Another of these quests? I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised at this point. Of course it is. Whatever. Spiced rib roasts. Someone write that down, please. Or actually, no. High Mountain salmon. That should be cheaper. I should have that.
Farewell.
Clever human, we fought as one to defend the Temple of the Rising Sun. A natural leader, you laid your enemies low. I'd much rather be your friend than foe. Into the ring my hat I toss. Let me fight with you, new boss.
Ha! Good one! The master chose well. All will see. The Monkey King is tough as can be.
Grand Master, the stories they tell about you are true. I witnessed your fortitude firsthand at Tian Monastery, and definitely not during the events of Pandaria just a few months ago. My life and heart are pledged to the Monk Order. Let me be one of your swords.
Hold fast against the shadow. I will be at your service when you call, Grand Master.
So, here's my idea for the Necromancer class. And I stand by it. I still think Necromancer is the big hole in the lineup. I know. Demo and Unholy, but hear me out. 2 specs, okay? Both of them are utility specs. Neither of them really neatly fits into DPS tank or healer. Where am I going? Right, Stormwind. The first spec is full support, or more accurately, inverse support. It is your curse spec. It is all about debuffing, volning, setting up combos. We already know that WoW has the, frankly, bonkers ability to check for certain very specific types of abilities. Like cooldowns that are above 2 minutes is something they can just check for. So, like, if I do this, then all cooldowns that are higher than 2 minutes do more damage. Something like that, right? So, I don't even know what that is, Von Falkenstein, so I suppose the answer to your question is no. But mostly out of ignorance. Alright. I need 100 of these stupid things. There you go, take my money. Thank you. Love the new auction house, by the way. Definitely. Hang on, I'm gonna ignore displays for just a second. So, sure, you've got debuffs, right? Vulns, make them take more fire damage, make them take more shadow damage. Combine fire and shadow vuln to make them be easier to crit for a period of time. Make it so that the enemy takes greater damage specifically from dots. Make it so that dots actually tick faster on this target. Make it so that the enemy...
Good to see you again, Grandmaster.
Make it so that the enemy reduces the cooldowns of all cooldowns above 2 minutes every time it's hit by one of those cooldowns while being what is... Oh, I'm running out of energy. That's funny. While this debuff is up. I just realized Huthor probably isn't even here to hear my answer. I mean, what I'm trying to describe is curses that are more interesting or fun than just take more damage. Because frankly, take more damage is boring. Hi, Elizar. So, debuffer, right? Full vuln debuffer, uniquer, magnifier, modifier, mutator to other classes. That's your first necro spec. The second one is going to look like I'm stealing from Schmeidolf. Sure, Schmeidolf. But it's a lot harder to conceptualize, and players would probably hate it. Which is, of course, why I love the idea. They were forced to... the animator had a sudden heart attack, I believe, is my personal favorite Elizar. So the idea is that you have one pet, But you don't have one pet. You actually have... How do I put this into words? It's based heavily on a class that exists in an old MMO called Tactician. Let me describe how Tactician worked, and maybe that'll help me describe my ideas for it. So the way Tactician worked is you could build walls and turrets. Now, you could build different types of walls and different types of turrets, but that's what the majority... What am I doing?
Farewell!
The majority of the gameplay was centered around. Then all of your abilities were like heal wall, or buff wall, or repair wall, or move wall, or change turret, or give turret this type of damage. All of the things you did were to modify the stuff you planted down. So you've got your big old dude there. He's like, and then you're like, do this instead. Temporarily becomes a tank. Or maybe even permanently becomes a tank. And you can just switch his mode based on how you cast on him. You primarily cast on your pet, your turret, and then your pet actually does the majority of the actual actions. Whoop, whoop, wrong way. And it's all very, very mutatory, right?
You have the eyes of...
Alright, so who wants some audio spam?
Tell me of your travels.
See how many times he says slow down.
Friends, food. These are what matter most. Slow down. Life is to be savored. What wisdom do you seek? May the red crane live forever in your heart. Family, friends, food. These are what matter most. Slow down. Life is to be savored. May you find mastery in your passions. Slow down. Life is to be savored. Family, friends, food. These are what matter most. May you find mastery in your passions. May the red crane...
What matters most is slowing down.
You are most welcome. May you find mastery in your passions.
Okay. The specifics would have to be hammered out, but the general idea is that mechanically it would be fairly similar to a typical caster class. But in terms of fantasy, the majority of the focus is on dealing with managing and mutating. Emphasis on mutating, like really changing how your pet operates. You know, rather than being a pet swarm, which is what Beast and Unholy and Demonology all do, you want one pet, and this one pet is just supreme, right? And a lot of your moment-to-moment gameplay is focused on buffing, healing, and generally changing what he's doing and how he's doing it, right? That kind of an idea. This is when you tell me my ideas are terrible, and that's totally cool. I accept that. But that's probably the direction I would go with.
For us, there is no peace.
The Lich King has revealed the second of the 4 horsemen. It appears that not even kings may rest as the world burns. So be it. We will send Nazgrim and Thessarian to meet you at the fallen kingdom of Stromgarde. Right after I remember to give a plus to gameplay, because I probably should actually do that. Prince Galen Trollbane holds key to the tomb of his father, a famous sword known as Trollkalar. In order to raise the king as the second of the horsemen, we need to gain entrance to the tomb. Do what you must to persuade Galen to assist us.
The knight Thoris Trollbane was one of the greatest kings this world has known. The Alliance will not be pleased. Nevertheless, your will be done, Deathlord. The Ebon Blade will be honored to bring King Thoris into our fold.
teleport right here. Jesus Christ. Actually, I did know that, Elizar, yeah. Warcraft 3 made a lot of references. That's kind of something it was known for. Oh no, that's interesting, Uthor. That is an interesting take on the builder-spender concept, too. And that would actually mix and match the idea of the one supreme pet and the swarm of pets. Interesting. I would also probably make it so that the combination of body parts might do different things a little bit better or worse. For example, one particular thing is better range damage, which might be helpful in certain burst windows on bosses. Whereas the other thing just does tons and tons of melee.
Need help? Light bless you. Safe travels.
Okay, well, I don't need to do anything in Tearsfall. Thank goodness. Well, a Lich is usually a Necro, but not always. We've seen Liches that are just straight up Frost Mages, for example. A Lich is just a very high form of undead. Just listen to me. Most people in lore don't actually know how to raise Liches anymore. In fact, honestly, discounting Shadowlands, I'm not sure anybody does at this point. Kinda, yeah, right in 36. For a long time, there was a speculation that Lich would become a hero class for mages, Frost Mages, specifically. Obviously, that never materialized. So you probably don't remember Galen Trollbane, because we did Arathi in like an hour and a half. But he was here, and we helped him to, you know, take back his kingdom. This is not the Stromgarde I should be seeing. And yes, it took the powers of the Sunwell to bring Kel'Thuzad back as a Lich. Although Kel'Thuzad is the strongest Lich we've ever had. Ever, in general. Yeah, there's no Banshee War here. Don't mind me.
Greetings. Be careful.
Greek culture? I don't know anything about Greek culture. It probably exists, and their food is delicious. That's all I know. Okay, so now we're in the ruins of Stromgarde. Much better. Alright, Galen. What's going on, buddy? There's a lot of undead Stromgarde forces here working for Galen. Remember, Galen had sworn his allegiance to the Forsaken. Remember that?
It seems your Death Lord has finally arrived.
You should watch your tone, Galen.
I am here to serve. You should kneel before a king.
What purpose do you intrude upon my kingdom? Speak quickly, for I have little patience.
Next time you will kneel before me.
I will grant the Ebon Blade access to my father's tomb. First, though, I must ask a favor. I've taken up the sword and banner of my father and reclaimed Stromgarde with its former citizens of my guard, yet one task remains. Witherbark invaders have blockaded themselves in the former Mage District, and for some reason there's these pirates who keep air-bombing me all the time. Could you go kill them for me, please?
The glory of Stromgarde is at hand. Drive the Witherbark tribe from my kingdom, and I will grant you access to the tomb of my father.
Sure thing. Well. Yeah, Undeath did not knock some sense into that boy. Reminder, he was dead because he betrayed his father, because he thought he could make that work. Spoilers, he could not. Now, I have made a huge mistake, so I'm going to flee now. Because I am frostspec right now. Oh yeah, sorry, I actually forgot about that. Forgive me. We kill his ass in vanilla. And then we do his bidding in Kata, in quests that are, in terms of gameplay, completely identical to the quests from vanilla. Wrathy was such a disappointment. It really was just vanilla again. In some cases, the dialogue literally unchanged, even though it makes no sense. Anyways. I was going to say something. So yeah, the problem is, I don't disagree that Unholy Death Knights are basically necromancers. But here's the side question. If we're not going to add a necro, which is the biggest hole in the lineup of classes in this franchise, what do we add? Like, if we remove that from the board, right? What's left? Now, if you pay any attention to the forums, there's what I can only refer to as a meme-answer. And I don't mean that as an insulting statement, although I totally do at the same time, because everyone constantly yammers on about Tinkerer, or Alchemist, or whatever you want to call it. And I've yet to read anybody suggest that with any measure of sincerity. I'm not saying you, Uthor. It's just, God, I kind of get tired of hearing about it, you know, because it is a spam request. It's right up there with, you know, okay, what's Hollow Knight 2 called? The name of it all of a sudden. Silk Song. Silk Song when? Like, yeah, there's some validity behind that question, but every time I hear someone say it, they're just saying it to be memes. Anyways. So, alright, here's the funny thing. Everything I said applies to that class almost identically. 1-to-1. No, really, think about it. Rather than having a giant undead, you have a giant golem. Rather than having massive undeads of which you then make body parts, you have swarms of little mechanical pets, which you use in order to make spare parts, which you then use to make your big mech as a temporary thing, right? It is literally a 1-to-1 conversion from the gameplay angle, so none of my suggestions on that front actually change. All that changes is the appearance and the flavor. Even the debuff setup is still very tinkery if you think about it. All kinds of gnomish contraptions or alchemy or whatever that you just fling at people. That's a good question. How long has Silk Song been in development? Could you please? God damn it. Yes, you just really wanted the big guy involved in this fight, didn't you? Damn. Exactly, Huthor. I mean, gameplay-wise, there's a pretty substantial difference between playing Destro and Fire Mage. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. I would probably personally prefer Necro, but if they decided to make Tinker, my suggestions don't really change, it's just make it more mechy rather than undead-y. And Lord knows there's plenty of cool technology in this setting to play with, too. God damn it, go away! Would you, like, not, please? mean, if absolutely nothing else, it'll prevent people from saying that they need a Tinkerer spec. For that reason alone. Let's do that. Sorry, I'm sighing at the reaction to augmentation. One of the most interesting, unique, and fun things they've added to WoW in literal decades. And people are whinging about it. I don't have it in me to care anymore, you know? I don't have it in me to see their side anymore. Screw them. That sucks, Uthor. They're gonna nerf it before I even get to try it. It is how that goes, though. Exploit early and exploit often. That is how most of human society works, never mind in games. Oh well. I've given my thoughts on the matter. I'll say nothing else. Ever again. I do actually wonder if it's even occurred to them that they could apply those kind of rules to just Mythic Pluses and nothing else. Like, I'm legitimately curious if anybody's ever brought that up in a meeting from somewhere, you know? What's the garrison system? Pass. Okay. Whew. Question answered. It does just apply to Mythic Plus. So what about Mythics? Or Normals? Or Heroics? Or Followers? Or Out in the Wild? Do you see my overall point? Like, I can understand the fixation on balance for something that is effectively a competitive sport. And that is what Mythic Plus is, so that makes sense. And I'll let that go. That makes sense. Do you have to nerf everything else for them? Instant days. Instant days. Look at that. God, I swear sometimes I have a 100% chance to get dazed. Like, actual 100%. Look at that. I'm gonna accept the death because it's gonna be faster. Or I'm gonna live somehow. That sucks. I am alive in combat and have no way to heal. Listen, we can't have a support priest, okay, Uthor? was actually thinking about that. As much as I like Holy Spec, if I was to just really be given leeway with that, I'd probably get rid of Holy Healing entirely. And just turn it into Holy DPS. That's a good question, Luthor. I don't know.
Are you here to pay tribute?
Do you have the heads of my enemies? I want to look upon each and every face.
Next time you will kneel before me.
Soon the heads of my enemies shall line the walls of my kingdom. These shall be the first of many. Not even Sylvanas will dare step foot upon the free kingdom of Stromgard.
The glory of Stromgard is at hand.
You have done my kingdom a service, Death Knight. Stromgard will not forget the service you have done us this day.
Hurry back, or Stromgard is mine at last. You are fools if you think I'll let my father have it back.
That's not...
Guards! Seize them!
Are you... Okay.
Well met.
Galen Trollbane is a fool if he thinks he can betray the Ebon Blade. I've wasted enough of his games. The Fallen Prince... I've had enough of his game. The Fallen Prince wastes our time playing the king of a ruined throne, while heroes sacrifice their lives to save the world. If Galen Trollbane will not open the tomb of his father, we must take the sword and do it ourselves. If he chooses to resist, so be it.
None shall oppose you.
Treachery! I will bury my axe in the coward's skull!
My patience has worn thin as well. Let's find the prince and be done with this.
And they just casually walk after him. Hey, the layering pushed me out of combat. Woo. Probably Uthor. I mean, logically, right? Almost back to full health. Getting there. I do love the different target of their ires, too. The Sarian, who has sacrificed a great deal to accomplish what he must, is irritated that this kid is playing a king in a world that's currently burning. Nazgrim is pissed about betrayal, the guy who was all about loyalty.
You are fighting against a power you cannot even comprehend.
You got this, Nazgrim? Cool.
Stromgard is mine! I will not give it up to my father or anyone else.
Okay.
I am the prince! How dare you!
I'll take that. You know, I helped you get this stupid thing, too. It was It was actually Swift Shot who did that, so he'd just be like, alright, here you go. Killed the guy. He was pretty dumb, wasn't he?
I am yours to command.
We need the sword to open the tomb. Have you found it?
We do what the living cannot.
We have tarried here long enough. The time has come to open the tomb and raise our champion.
The Ebon Blade will prevail.
King Thoros was one of the greatest warriors the world's ever known. His people loved him and his enemies feared him. He never spoke the truth, often saying the words others were afraid to say. He lived a life of war and certainly deserves the peace of death, but he's not a man who would sleep while the world burns around him. You know, the exact opposite of his son. The time has come to welcome the last true king of Stromgarde into the arms of the dead and the damned.
None shall oppose you, Death Lord. I am here to serve.
There it is.
My son, where is Galen? Where is the prince who murdered his king?
We took his life, my lord. The prince left us little choice.
What has become of Stromgarde?
Death and ruin. Time has not been kind to this place.
Very honest.
Then I have failed as both a father and king.
Stromgarde is lost, but there is still hope for this world. If you will join us.
I will do whatever it takes to preserve peace on Azeroth.
I am yours to command.
If I might be so bold, most of the Death Knights, especially the player character Death Knight, are what Illidan imagines himself to be. That is a very good question, Uthor.
Harness your hate. Make it useful.
Today a great king has risen from the dead to once more take up sword on the name of liberty. It'll be an honor to fight at his side against the legions of terror.
A shadow of hope remains.
Well met.
We'll come back to that, actually. Let's do this other one first.
I am ready.
These Knights of the Ebon Blade are a powerful order. That you command such respect amongst the ranks speak to your strength and leadership. During my life, I always fought to preserve my kingdom and people, but for my failure as a father, their blood now stains my hands. So I will wash the failure from my hands with the blood of demons. Time has come for me to return to the fray, and my sword is yours to command.
Victory without sacrifice is only an illusion.
Probably Disney, Eleazar, because I like Star Wars, and there's nothing really on Netflix for me.
I am here to serve.
You have a moment, Deathlord. What is all these actual quests? Where's my Do 5 Order Hall missions? God. Or Do 5 mission board. Oh my god. Blah, blah, blah. Where's my Do 5 mission board missions? Come on. Yeah, I actually mentioned, remember this quest will come back in Legion? Well, here we are. Some time ago, back in Cata, a brother of the Ebon Blade was imprisoned beneath the ruins of Lordaeron by the Dark Lady. Sylvanas has refused all attempts to negotiate his release. Now a world faces destruction and the time for diplomacy has passed. Koltira cannot fight the Burning Legion in chains. So we will break them.
We do what the living cannot. Well met.
So let's see. In lore, this would have been late Cata. this is probably only about a year and a half or so in lore. Still, that's a long freaking time for Kultira to be chained in the Undercity. While the Ebon Blade has been reaching out with missives and letters being like, so, and Sylvanas is like, no. What about, no. By the way, remember I joked earlier, at least we don't have anything to do with the Undercity? Well, now we have something to do in the Undercity. So hopefully we can fix this, because otherwise we're going to have some problems. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that's bad.
King's honor, friend.
And that's worse. We're going to relog really quick. I've actually complained about this many times.
Well met.
The Undercity is this area right here around Tearsfall is just unacceptably buggy because it has so many major layers here. Like 3 completely different layer states for it. That's interesting. I wonder if they retconned that, Uthor. Well, I mean, of course they did. How could they... How is that 4 years? That actually makes no sense, the more I think about it. Whatever.
You need something?
No, they're probably right. I'll accept being wrong. Give it a negative, and then accept being wrong. You are the one I want. Yeah, it looks like we're having issues with time walking conflicting with layering, for lack of a better way to put that. Okay. There's something I might be able to do here. I'm just wondering how 4 years could pass between Kata and Legion. Like, I'm curious where that time is happening. God, pay attention. Like, Pandaria happens almost immediately after the events at Wormrest. And most expansions used to take about a year. So, Kata start to Kata end was about a year, which means Kata to Pandaria was about a year. And Warlords happened in another dimension in the past, so time didn't really move forward then. The only real option for time to move forward there is during the book, which I don't think occurred over a particularly long period of time. Kata also took a nice long chunk of time before Kata even started. It was one of the only expansions to have a gap in between expansions. Only 2 times has that actually happened.
It's like meeting again for the first time.
Heroes of the Horde.
Shut up.
The Dragon Isles have awakened.
Light be with you.
Okay, so that's really bad. The fact that I can see her, but not time walk, despite being in the present. This character has not done BFA, no. That I know that's an option. Might be the only option at this point. I mean, that or just give up. I'd rather not give up, though. I know. Weird. That's what I'm going to try, Luthor. Because I'm almost positive I've run into exactly that, this issue and that fix before. Usually time walking fixes it, which is why I'm confused. Like, being in Legion time usually overrides other things.
Strength.
Nope, 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 nope. Hey look, it's the War Chief.
I have taken the liberty of assembling a team for you. Retrieve my prize.
Did you know that I am evil? Extremely evil. Muahaha.
Greetings.
Why would the Lystra ever do this quest?
Good. We're all here.
For real. Well, I'll give these negatives later, but Jesus Christ, really?
Do not test me. For the Dark Lady. Make it. I have a potion for each of you. Don't drink it just yet.
The Rokan I already have issues with, but the Lystra makes no sense. Nope.
Come, champion of the Horde. Let us pay my father a visit. Zul, we will speak later.
Goodbye. What? Yeah, Thalysra, that is to say, the Nightborn joining the Horde makes a small amount of sense. And it's one of those things that I'm kind of tangentially okay with. Mostly because Tyrande doesn't know what the word diplomacy even means. Thalysra then being gung-ho about attacking Stormwind? What? Complete nonsense. Negative to story. But we'll get there. We'll get there. It's okay, later Rexar will do the same thing, and will also be a separate negative to story. Also Bane, negative to story. I think that's it. There's probably some others.
Haven't we done this before? If you find a powerful weapon, just make sure it isn't corrupted by the Burning Legion or old gods, okay?
I don't remember what the Lister does at 8.2.
King's honor, friend.
Thank you. Remember, talk to her twice. Or not? Did they fix that? Oh, they might have actually fixed that.
Need help?
Holy crap, they did actually fix it. My god. Oh, right. Sorry. Hi, Thessarian.
I am yours to command.
Okay, remember Andahal from like 3 weeks ago at this point? I had to go through BFA to get here. Oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. Listen, nobody actually likes polearms, Disco. Everyone says they do, and they say they're cool and all, but we're all lying to ourselves. The only people who really like polearms are weirdos. Are you a weirdo, Disco?
Ghouls. I should have known.
Yeah, as if Sylvanas could raise anything more complicated than a ghoul. Yeah, Thessarian mentions in Kata that he's going to go prep for saving Kultira. Unfortunately, game-wise and story-wise, he doesn't show back up until here 4 years later. Which, actually, while we're here, negative to story. Wait, no. In the interest of fairness, I can't give that negative. The timeline's outside of the game. I don't think it's possible. Like, as in physically possible to 100% No Man's Sky. It's like 100%ing Elite Dangerous. It's like, what? Uthor? What? What? Again, can't give that negatives. It's cool. Unless they reference it in the game, then negatives forever. You've heard of Zandalari Forever? Same concept. Negatives forever. I'm actually curious, like, what the hell is happening? Like, 4.3 is a minuscule patch. 3 dungeons and a raid. And those dungeons are quite literally back to back. Oh, also, the dungeons lead directly to the raid. So, that's like a few hours.
This way, quickly!
What's happening for the other 365 days? Sarian, do you want to... Okay, thanks, buddy. Paperwork just... Alright, hang on. Yeah, the Hour of Twilight takes a year. What? Yeah, Thrall's just like... Ah! I mean, the only way that makes any kind of sense is if, like, whatever was happening for 365 days, then they're like, okay. We've decided to end this. And then, you know, the 3 dungeons in the raid happen. Just boom, 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 boom. What's up, Izmir Star? Oh god, don't get me started on the ultimate visual guide. Don't even get me started on that. There's actually some pretty serious issues with that if you dig into
is
it.
being held nearby. We must hurry.
Well, thank God that's not in the game. One of the few times you hear me say that. Because that would 100% be negatives for nonsense. No negatives for soup, though. Soup is awesome. Especially spicy soup. You should see that just Bragwin's a miracle worker with cooking. You should see some of the stuff she makes. When she's feeling kind, she even shares pictures of it in the Discord. Yes, chef. I mean, let's be honest. What's actually happening here is they haven't actually thought about the story and planned out the story in advance until War Within. Like that's the real answer to all of this.
We are here to free you at last, my brother.
Bessarion, is it really you?
It's been 4 years, apparently!
Such a long time.
Indeed, it has. We must hurry before the guards come.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stand by my earlier statement. They only very recently started codifying story that was not intended to be codified, so it makes no sense for the same reason that connecting Star Trek doesn't make sense. For any of you Star Trek fans out there.
Well met.
Sylvanas will not be pleased by our actions, but we have more to worry about than defending the Dark Lady.
None shall oppose you, Death Lord.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Shoot! I just hit level 68. Ah! Okay, that sucks.
I will listen for now. We are done here. We will have our revenge.
I got so distracted by terrible timelines.
Surrender to the Ebon Blade!
And to be clear, I 100% blame that on terrible timelines. Because that was so distracting that I lost track of the fact that I had to go X-block myself.
You need only ask.
Words cannot fully express my gratitude for rescuing me. In truth, I always knew the Ebon Blade would not forsake me. I do not wish to elaborate on my years in captivity. That time has passed and we're now presented with imminent danger. That's right.
Do what the living cannot.
A negative to story. Yeah, a year passed while we were in another timeline in the past, which makes even less sense. Ugh. God damn it. don't know about you guys, but when I'm 30 years in the past, I think about all the time that's passing while I'm in the past. And do not quote Bill and Ted at me. If that's the defense they have is Bill and freaking Ted.
Yes.
Years have passed since we first met. For me, it's been mere days. The unholy bond between horseman and steed must not be taken lightly. Power begets power. Never forget this fact. I can forge an inseparable bond between rider and steed, but components of great power are required. First I'm going to require is to go to a dungeon.
There's work to be done.
BFA takes 2. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
Get on with it.
Plenty. Blade your ball.
There's work to be done.
Like, for real, it's not a small number at all.
You need something?
It is, I believe, the second largest single source of negatives I've given the entire game. Surpassed only by abandonment. Well, whatever. We're going to start doing Paladin and Death Knight at level Doom. Because I screwed up, and to be real, that is my fault, and I apologize. Like, I really have no one to blame for that but myself, and I am sorry. So let's just go ahead and commit to that.
There is a vision being seen across Azeroth.
War, it's a war within. You should go do the war within. Yeah, But there's a war. Yeah, I caught that. Thanks, Thrall. But the war. Yeah, later. I don't want any of these. Meh. Yep, that's right. An apocalypse happens.
Why, hello.
And then time inexorably passes.
For the first time.
And then another apocalypse happens, and then time passes. I mean, in the interest of fairness, FF14 has the same general problem. They have never formally codified that, and pretty much specifically because it's such a mess. And they keep disagreeing with themselves on the matter. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, even if you were to argue San Dimas time, which does not make any sense on any level, but let's ignore that for a moment. Even if we were to argue San Dimas time, the fact of the matter is, the only way San Dimas time would actually work is if there was a connection point between past and present, such as, say, the portal which we connect. The problem with that is the very, very first thing we do when we walk into Draenor is break that portal.
Surrender to the Ebon Blade.
This war will not be won with words. This war will not be won with words.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the reason they haven't timelined is because of the twins, which is just a weird thing. Because I think part of the problem is they've only got the twins, you know, child model, and then adult model, and nothing in between. And they don't want to mess with that, for whatever reason. It's really dark out here. Jeez Louise. No, it's 100% a marketing tactic. It's the same branding problem Sylvanas had. That would be funny, Gizlek. No, if we're being honest, FF14, ironically, for a story that is so contiguous and continuity heavy, has the same general idea that WoW Vanilla does, something I talked about extensively as we're going through Kata. Time only moves forward when the camera's focused on it. So everything is always happening now. Oh, thank goodness, it's actually here. I think? Hang on, let's go back and hit the dungeon portal. There we go. Whoops. No, none of this is happening. None of this is happening. Ignore all this. Ignore all this. Nice reusage of Deathwing's music, by the way. I mean, it's technically the Twilight Hammer music, but kind of serves dual purpose. What the hell took 2 years in Dragonflight? Actually, I guess a lot happened in Dragonflight. Yeah, they're very, in-universe, very explicit about the time jump between Shadowlands and Dragonflight. Like, there's no questioning that. And since, you know, that's actually in the game, we'll actually count that for the purposes of review. Yeah, it's true. I haven't even seen the Heritage Quests yet, so I'm sure those are relatively large-scale events, lore-wise. I'm curious, how long does it say Legion takes? Because there's a lot of travel that happens in Legion. Like, a huge amount of travel that happens in Legion. Two years. That sounds like a standard. That's interesting. They used to have the standard of 1 year. And I guess they just decided to adjust that up by 1. Oh, never mind. 1 year. Wow. I mean, Legion was kind of a breakneck expansion, so I'll kind of forgive that, actually. A lot of this is very urgent and very now. Go, snails, go! If you say the banished one, I'm going to laugh, Uthor, especially since so much of what comes out of that idiot's voice box is just nonsense and lies. On Twitter. I would imagine that back in the day they didn't even have a timeline document, you know, in the office, under the hood, so to speak. I would actually bet they have one now. It's actually pretty common to have something like that. I mean, I actually have one, for example. For some of the stories I've written, I actually have calendars and stuff. But rather than use myself as an example, I'll use Square. When they made FF9, Final Fantasy IX actually has calendar events for when things happen in the story. The whole of FF9 occurs over, like, a really short period of time. It's like a couple months. But you can track it to the day, because they actually bothered to have a timeline there. Peekaboo. Hey guys, I just killed your king. Do you want to stop trying to kill me? Okay. Your decision, not mine. FF10? I actually don't know. I'm not sure if they tracked FF10 the same way. This... Let me double check over here. Oh, I'm wrong. They actually do. Holy crap. Okay, hang on. So, the events of FF10. Here we go. It doesn't say. That's actually frustrating. So Ross, check this out. The way they wrote the timeline is all the events prior to FF10 are listed as, you know, minus number, right? So 3 years ago, 9 years ago, 6 months ago, 2 weeks ago, right? You with me? Then FF10 happens, and then the Eternal Calm begins. No indication of how long FF10 is. Then it starts listing timelines again for stuff that happens after the Eternal Calm begins. So I have no idea how long FF10 actually is. I will tell you this, FF10-3 happens 3 months oh no, I'm wrong. 6 months after FF10-2. After the conclusion, of course, of FF10-2. Here's your stupid braid. Well done. The cord of this braid will be used for fashioning the reins of your steed. I assume Dark Gruul was more than willing to part with it, yes?
We will have our...
Now go to another dungeon. Jesus freaking Christ.
We are done here.
I'll do this off camera. Let's see what's going on with Demon Hunter. Yeah, the only non-question mark I have there is 2 years for Dragonflight. That, yeah, okay, sure.
I've sacrificed everything.
So we've gotten all this crap to go contact Illidan's soul.
Trust in Lord Illidan's plan.
Oh my god. The time has come to make contact with the Illidan's soul. It's somewhere in the endless expanse of the Twisting Nether. Luckily, so is Mardoom. Such a thing is not unheard of, but it'll be exceedingly difficult, so we need demon blood. Like, a lot of it.
The blood of any of the demons on the Broken Isles will do. Wish I was going with you.
Oh my god, Evo. I can't even. I can't even.
As a Time to fight.
My hatred burns.
Why can I only get up to frickin' 52% chance? Or 71. Oh, just that's apparently the limit is 71%. Okay. Next. What you eating, Savacom? Let me live vicariously. No, I know, Huthor. I guarantee you that's what it is. It's just... What is this? What are you doing? Oh, okay. Hey, we can continue Hunter. Oh my god. This is it. This is it. It's gonna be a real quest. I can feel it. It's not. It's not.
Ishnu Allah. May your weapon strike true.
Holy crap. No, it's actually a real quest. Leaders from some of the greatest military factions are here, ready and willing to help. They're currently willing to speak directly, hoping to provide insight on how they can help.
Our duty is to all of Azeroth.
Khadgar?
If we wish to defeat the Houndmaster, we'll need to lure him to a location of our choosing. It's good to have you...
Do these 2 mission boards! Maleficent Manastorm created a vessel that siphons the essence of a mage, binding their magic to an object.
Take care, my friend.
Okay. Okay.
The Farstriders will fight at your side and help bring the Houndmaster to his knees.
Go mine ore.
May the wind guide your arrows.
Go do a dungeon. I'm gonna do the rest of these off camera. I'm just gonna commit to that. This is insanity. Or I could also abandon it completely. I'm actually kind of torn on that.
If the plan is to set a trap for the Houndmaster, we'll need to place it in a secure location. I can get us access to the Violet Hold, where we'll be able to fight Hakkar without worry of any collateral damage.
Do you have a quest too, Varisa?
My bow is at the ready.
No? Okay. Cool. What about you, Chandris?
The Sentinels stand ready to assist. Together, we will take down the Houndmaster.
Go get 20 of this resource. Honestly, yeah, Playterval. This is kind of crazy how bad this is. Especially since, as was just pointed out, I'm kind of bullcrapping some of these because my followers are so low level.
The hour of battle is at hand.
I will find the way.
Like, I could feasibly fail at any one of these missions.
Let the hunt begin.
We're on, Baron. Let's go.
Okay, so hang on. Let's just start going down the line here. Set all these up here. Because it's just...
Greetings. Safe travels.
Okay. That looks like a real quest.
Be careful.
Very, very uneasy about that, but that actually looks like that's a real quest. So, hold off on that. Put on a rogue. I know rogue's at the do 5 step. I think it is. Do we know how long maintenance is tomorrow? Have they said already how long maintenance is going to be tomorrow? Because this is some nonsense.
Yeah.
This is some adorable nonsense. Someone appears to be stealing my bed.
Others cannot.
Less talk, more action.
Let's level you.
Aye.
Nothing special? Okay, good. So it's just a short reset. I'll never find you. You are unfindable. See you around, Spartan. Yeah, one way or another, we won't be streaming tomorrow until the servers come up. That's pretty much the norm at this point. I can't do it
much together.
because you're super hidden. Super duper hidden.
Until next time.
There's no one there. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off. I'll see you at some point, guys.